Alright, welcome one and all to what I anticipate will be the final part of this Let's Play of PokeMMO Heart Gold version. We are ready to take on the Elite Four, at least as ready as we're gonna be. I know I totally could have given some better hold items to my current Pokemon team, but let's just go ahead and go right for it. I'm gonna keep Gengar out front here, because Gengar is Ghost-type, which will help against Will's Psychic-type Pokemon. And speaking of Will, by the way, I've been recapping this whole time Pokemon The Gospel of Gold, and might as well finish it off in this video if I can afford to not get distracted. Where last we left off in the recap, Will had attempted to bring just Gold into the belly of the beast, the heart of the Elite Four, and in so doing, he hoped to intimidate him enough to give him his eyesight back, which he believed that Gold had initially taken from him. Is Jinx going to be faster than me? Why would this person switch to Jinx? Or this person, Will, why would he switch to Jinx without a plan? Focus Sash. Yep. I kind of felt like that was coming. Ooh, hey, Gengar actually lived through that. How about that? Good job, Gengar. So Will's plan backfired, and now he and three more or less useless trainers are there in the Elite Four. And so, through a sort of change of heart and other stuff, Gold is eventually able to convince Will, along with some help from the circumstances surrounding, they at least have Will stop working for Karen's Elite Four. They go outside of the room and they see the burning of the, the Sprout Tower in the distance. Apparently, Violet City had come under fire, and Petrel, riding a Charizard still pretending to be the Champion Lance, was the saboteur doing it. And though Will can't see, he's able to sort of pick up the mind pictures coming from Jinichi's head. And he's shocked. He's like, oh my god, what are these guys doing? And the old Jinichi Marine are like, yeah, these people are freaking corrupt and evil. No more Max Repels. And so at that point, Will's like, okay, fighting against these guys seems like a really bad idea, but my conscience can't really handle the strain of being on their side anymore. It was already really leery of me to participate in the rubbing shoulders with Team Rocket, but dang it, alright, fine, I'll see what I can do. And so they initially try to find Lance's Pokeball team because last time, when the Elite Four managed to overcome Lance initially, they took his Pokemon team from him to render him harmless. And they suspect, the protagonists, that Koga kind of led that operation, and he's keeping Lance's Pokemon team now hidden somewhere in his very own room. So the question is, where is it? Spread out and check. Oh, by the way, Gengar versus Crobat. I don't see this going down very well. Let's go ahead and switch to Raikou, because if I were this Crobat, I would be using Brave Bird, which Electric type is resistant against. Acrobatics. Okay, close enough. Yeah, Flying Gem to strengthen its power. I figured that would be the case. Okay. Is this going to be a one-hit? Yes, it will be. Alright, good work, Raikou. Raikou's not going to be able to get any higher of level than this. Okay, that's fine. Is Fortress going to blow himself up? What happens if I switch to Gengar? I'll bet Fortress is going to blow himself up. Yep. You know, I was kind of thinking, what if I put up Reflect? You know, then for the rest of the battle, my team will be resistant against any physical moves that he tries, but that was the best possible outcome. Oh geez. Gengar, you gonna be okay? Oh yeah, Gengar, no problem. Ariados sucks. Man, Gengar's actually been pulling his weight really well. I'm very impressed. Okay. So back to Gospel of Gold, they actually do find Lance's stolen team in Koga's room, but then right then Koga returns, and he's got news. Remember, he's not just an elite Pokemon trainer, he is also a master assassin. And he actually, before the battle ever started in Blackthorn City, he actually managed to track down Lance, sneak into the room that Lance was lingering in, and just, immediately kill him with a kunai knife. And so, alright, your champion's dead. All that's left is the champion Lance that we were faking with. And we're gonna have Petrel take the fall as Lance. And then afterwards, there will be no choice but to have Karen take over as the next in line champion. And that's their diabolical plan. And they never really properly considered, well, there's only one guy left to lead Team Rocket. That's Petrel at that point, and what happens if Team Rocket becomes even more unmanageable? And the Elite Four never... Either they didn't really properly think all this ahead, or they've got some sort of way of managing the economy as evil people. But regardless, it's going to be a lot worse of a Johto region. Like, when Spirit took Jinichi into the air and showed him, the beauty of the region, Jinichi's like, this is wonderful, we can't lose this. This beautiful region, these evil people are just going to take it over and turn it into this backwards, terrible place. We can't have that. We must fight. And so... The stakes have never been higher. Either the good people are going to win out or the evil people. And this is like the darkest hour because Koga is now able to overcome a Will and, our three protagonist trainers. Oh, Suicune's trying to learn Destiny Bond. Wait, not Suicune, Gengar. I guess I can switch out Strength now. When is Gengar ever going to use Strength? So they go to the champion's throne room, and Karen soon arrives with, freaking, doggone it, 8th gym leader. Sorry, I'm distracted right now because I'm fighting against Bruno here. Oh, Claire, duh. Now, how did that hit? That only has a 50% chance of working. Let's switch to Gengar here. Go ahead, use another physical move. Why don't you? Another dynamic punch. Oh, okay. You know what? Let's try Destiny Bond this time. I want to try this out, because I don't think I can knock him out with one Shadow Ball. But I just learned this, and... Yep. I kind of figured he'd pull a stunt like that. Alright, you're coming with me. I've never actually done that before. That feels really diabolically good. Alright, who next? Let's go ahead and put Kingdra out for a bit. I just want to see what Kingdra can do. Against Hitmonchan, huh? Alright, this is a pretty even match. I think Kingdra is a little bit faster. Okay, yes. By the way, I taught Kingdra Toxic in case I need Toxic a little bit later. Aw, crap. Well, dang it so much for it being a pretty even match. Drain Punch. Who would be able to tank those things best? You know what, screw it. I'm just gonna go ahead and use Toxic right now. You want to keep regenerating your health with these punches? Alright, fine. Kingdra's going to lose this particular match, but I'll just have Entei go in and finish the job or something. Oh, Mach Punch. I forgot that he had that. Well, screw it. He's at least going to suffer from this poison for this round. Okay, come on, Entei. Let's just go ahead and use Sacred Fire. Man, that cat is freaking cool. You gonna live through this? Oh, no he's not. I don't know if one Sacred Fire would have done it by itself, or if the poison was in any way helpful, but whatever, I had it. Alright, my attack fell, which is something I rely upon. What do I want to do? Let's just see what happens if I use another Sacred Fire. Will this take him down to less than half health? Okay, well, it burned him anyway, which is 50-50 chance with Sacred Fire, so this close combat is barely gonna scratch. Yeah, nice. Okay, Sure, let's just go ahead and use another one. I don't think this will be sufficient to take him down, but... Oh, it was! Nice, good job, Entei. Here I go getting distracted again, but, when else am I gonna do this? Like, using these 3 legendary beasts in an Elite Four battle in PokeMMO is not something you get to do very often. A $2 million investment is kind of major for what I'm doing here, so the only time it's really worth it is if I'm making a video of it. Most of the time you just use, like, pretty high-tier, overused Pokemon for the Elite Four. Anyway, do I want to have Gengar out against Claire? Knowing her, she's probably going to have Umbreon as her first Pokemon, so let's go ahead and have Toxic at the ready for that. I really do not like her Umbreon. That thing is freaking hard to kill. They're known for their overpowering tactics, she says about Dark-type Pokemon. Oh, it's Houndoom. Okay, well, this still works out. Kingdra's got a good typing going here. Now, let's just not screw this up. Watch it have Thunderfang. Oh, it doesn't. It has Dark Pulse. Okay. I should be able to take it down in 2 hits here, though that's a pretty good Dark Pulse. Yep. Okay. If I can just keep Kingdra alive long enough to use Toxic on her Umbreon, that's what I'm most concerned about. Alright, Gengar. I guess I better... Let's go ahead and switch to, who do I want to switch to? Let's switch to Raikou. Was Raikou the one with Crunch? Actually, I think that was Entei, but whatever. Raikou's got a really good special defense, so I think Raikou is the preferable option here. 2 Thunderbolts will sufficiently take down Gengar. Shadow Ball. What if... Let's go ahead and... I don't usually do this, so let's go ahead and use Light Screen now. Yeah. Now what you gonna do? Are you gonna try to poison me? Well, I got poison, but at least I'm not gonna take very much damage. Paralyzed. Shadow Ball. Okay. It's putting up a very good fight. Like, this is probably... Nah. Cursed Body, can't use Thunderbolt anymore. I forget what I was gonna say. Alright, I gotta get back to... Because I'm so close to the end of Gospel of Gold summary itself. And I am fighting Karen, so when will be a better time than now to kind of show off what Karen's about here. I'm about to die anyway, so go ahead and Aura Sphere. We'll just have Entei finish it off. So Karen's kind of boasting about how, got you at last, Gold, got you at last. Your champion's dead, and, even if our corrupt new Elite Four is only in power for a little bit of time, the point is, we're the ones who have the power. Before this society collapses, we're gonna get to feel what it's like to be in power. Ah ha 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 ha. But just as Petrol, who's still disguised as Lance, is going around to burn the next tower with his Charizard, and Charizard Fire is really super freaking hot. Actually, what do I want to do here? Let's just see how much Extreme Speed can do. Entei is pretty dang high level as far as attack goes. Oh, critical hits, nice. Boy, even that didn't do very much. Yeah, she's going for the long game. Here's what I'll do. I will force her to use up her healing items on Umbreon. I'm actually going to sacrifice Entei here, because I think in a battle of who can last the longest, she is going to use a healing item before this is over. Yeah. Now, I am going to attempt to use Surf on Umbreon first, but if she uses a healing item, then I am going to go for the Toxic. Oh, she didn't. Okay, I was really expecting like a full restore right there, but okay, I'll take it. The whole reason I was worried about Toxic, or half of it, was because of that Umbreon. Alright, Dragon Pulse. Yeah, Kingdra is going to take the fall here, but then Suicune can just Ice Beam it to death. Actually, this would be a perfect time to have Mamoswine do something. Yeah, he's got perfectly good ice moves. Let's have Mamoswine contribute to the battle. What are you going to do against Mamoswine? Superpower. Okay, good strategy. But I think Mamoswine can... Oh, Mamoswine can't take it. Alright, attack and defense fell. That's fine. Like I said initially, Suicune's Ice Beam will take care of this. Alright. And so, just as Charizard is getting ready to burn down the lighthouse, because burning down all the towers, they really want to make sure that they leave an unredeemable stain on Lance's reputation before Lance, air quotes, takes himself out. Do I want to have Kingdra out front right now? Or do I want to have Mamoswine out front? Let's go ahead and put Mamoswine out front. Or do I want Gengar out front? Maybe I'll want Mamoswine in reserve. Yeah, let's put Gengar out front. At least, if nothing else, Gengar being a glass cannon is still a very fast glass cannon. This is a hard battle, so I really shouldn't be distracted with this battle, but... So, just before it could kill the Lighthouse, because high-level Charizard, Amphi, who has been resurrected from the dead at this point, electrocutes Charizard to death. Who's faster, me or Kingdra? I think I'm faster. Oh, okay. Alright, Tyranitar, you want to play it that way, huh? You want to crunch my Gengar? I got an answer for that. I could just use Aura Sphere on this Tyranitar, but let's go ahead and use Destiny Bond anyway, because I know that Gengar is not going to be able to handle this. Boy, Morty's Gengar has been a boon to me, like a lot more than I expected. Who next? Yeah, let's put out Kingdra now. Oh, Kingdra versus Kingdra. Which one's faster? I'll bet it's his. Dragon Pulse. Yeah, of course it's his. Now the question is, will my Kingdra even live through this? Yeah, just barely. Alright, you know what? Since... Oh, what? Okay, that was not fair, but I'll take it. Sometimes I get those free critical hits. They're a lot less common in this game, I'll tell you what. Alright, Hydro Pump. Hydro Pump's accuracy is 80. I don't want to have to deal with that. Alright, so to end it out, that's the turning point. Ampharos has been revived, and Claire is like, how could this happen? Do I want a Toxic... Who's gonna be faster? You know what? No. Let's go ahead and revive Gengar. Kingdra will take the hit, because I'm pretty sure that Gyarados is a little bit faster. Yeah, Gyarados is Outrage. We could see how this is gonna end. I'm gonna send Raikou out, and instead of immediately kill... Well... Yeah, I guess it could try to immediately kill Gyarados. It's got a Lum Berry, I think. Because why else would it Outrage? So I don't think it has the berry to lower the damage from an electric move. Okay, good, it doesn't. I was thinking about putting up a Reflect Shield there, but I didn't. Okay, Dragonite's coming out. Let's go ahead and now we'll put up a Reflect Shield. You're going to use Outrage, I'll bet. Oh no, Dragon Claw. Well, just as well. It's going to do half the damage it would have otherwise done. I wonder... Let's switch to Suicune. I would switch to Mamoswine, but I'm afraid that he's ready for something like that. So, yeah, Draco Meteor. I got some pretty good special defense going here, so I should be alright. Yeah, so he had to use up all of his dragon power pretty early there. I'm gonna do a Calm Mind first before I try an Ice Beam. He's in sort of a weak position right now, so I think I can afford to. Yeah, now that I've calm-minded myself, this Draco Meteor is going to be a lot easier to take. In fact, just to cheese it a little bit further, let's go ahead and use a Hyper Potion on Suicune. Normally, I would not have this sort of advantage here, and I think that I'm about to lose my my Reflect Shield here, so let's go ahead and finish this Dragonite off. One-hit Ice Beam. I'm not sure I would have been able to pull something like that off if I hadn't Calm Minded first. I could have done a whole bunch more Calm Minds, but Alright, I don't want to mess with this Ampharos here, so let's just go ahead and Surf. Suicune has Snarl, how about that? Alright, so while I'm... Please don't paralyze me. Okay, good. While I'm fighting against Lance here, I might as well bring up that when Karen sees that her plan's been foiled and Charizard's been... Petrol's Charizard's been knocked out, she's like, what? How? That thing was dead in the ground. I made sure of it. Curse you, Gold. I will take you down myself. And then Lance comes out and he's like, nope, no, you're not gonna. And everybody is astonished that Lance is alive. Everybody thought that he was down for the count and dead. And then it turns out that Jinichi, who had himself channeled the spirit earlier on in the story, Jinichi's become more of a believer, having hung out with Gold. And so he himself actually managed to lay on hands Lance and revive Lance. And from there, Lance kind of takes over and is able to take down the Elite Four, actually starting with his usurper sister Claire, and then on to Karen herself. So, there's Gengar back there. Boy, that battle went remarkably well. Usually I do a lot worse than this, but then again, like I said, usually I don't have the 3 Johto legendaries on my side, so... Alright, we'll just kind of let this thing close out, and then I'll finish off the summary of Gospel of Gold. There are better champions than Lance, but he still remains to this day my favorite. Like, the Lance in this game is so much more mature and more good-natured than the Lance of the first game. Didn't end up using Mamoswine very much, but Raikou, he was MVP. Yeah, boy, just as the music picks up, time play 374 hours. I'm a little obsessed with PokeMMO. No, I don't want to skip the animation. Okay, and that's it. There's a guy in my bed. That's very strange. Alright, go downstairs, and then from here, as soon as you leave, you are pretty much able to go to, well, I guess I can't, because I don't have a flying Pokemon at this second, but you can head over to Olivine City, and you can go to the port, and it will take you to any of the other regions. But, I guess I'm gonna wind down the video at this point, with the unnecessarily fast-paced music now that everything's more or less over. The end of Gospel of Gold is they take Karen back to the Poke Center of Ecruteak City, and Karen tells about how she just wanted a chance at being one of the best, and she's had nobody to rely on but herself. And Gold tries to sort of redeem her soul somewhat, but sometimes people respond to it and sometimes they don't, and Karen's like, nope, I'm gonna continue doing things my way. And Gold's like, well, I tried. And so she and the other elites, the next morning, they get arrested. A lot of arrests of Team Rocket from the previous night. Lance, being brought back to life, is able to alert the other towns in time that there's going to be a Team Rocket attack and, stop them. And so the trainers of the various towns, they're able to do their due diligence, and then in the aftermath, when a lot of people's Pokemon get hurt, they're astonished to find all these Goldberry trees growing near where a bunch of the Pokemon centers were. Everywhere where Gold was planting berries, whether they were this berry or that berry, it didn't matter. They grew up into Goldberry trees. And so using them to help heal the Pokemon, the region itself was able to start healing, and with the negative influence of the corrupt Elite Four and Silver to a large extent being removed, like a great evil was avoided in the Johto region. And so the three Johto trainers, Gold, Marina, and Jinichi, they sort of retire to Bell Tower and reflect upon their journey, and they were glad to make a positive difference for good. I'm really kind of speeding up the summary towards the end, but if you haven't listened to the Gospel of Gold, I know I'm tooting my own horn having wrote it, but again, I truly believe that I was just the hand that wrote down the words, and the actual inspiration did come from the true God who lives in heaven. So please give it a listen if you haven't already. Anyway, that's it. We've reached the end of the playthrough of Pokemon Heart Gold and PokeMMO, and it was a dang fun journey. So at just under 6 hours, thank you guys for being with me on it, and once again, for the summer reading, this summer's reading that's going to come out in the fall, I'm going to be doing Returning Home. And I can't remember the author's name off the top of my head, but it is Returning Home, a fanfic about how Ash Ketchum, he goes missing and is presumed dead, and then one night Misty hears a knock on her door, or early morning, and she opens the door, and there's Ash in the doorway, bleeding and badly hurt, but alive in a Team Rocket outfit. There's your spoiler of the story to come. Shaisha Bella, I think is what she calls herself. Whatever. Pokemon Returning Home will be this coming fall's reading. Alright, hope you're looking forward to it. Have a good one, guys, and take care of yourselves.